These are golden times when monitoring your product in the market. Track it accurately. This way, I feel less anxious. It may dip, but trends upward, ride the wave. And the third principle for a trader is credibility. If your market credibility is intact, it's worth billions. You are already in the market. Many can get billions in goods on your name. People swear by your name. Now here's an interesting picture. My first export batch worth $2,000. This is my cousin's husband from Canada to Iran. And the third principle for a trader is credibility. As long as your credibility in the market hasn't been damaged, this credibility is worth billions. You are already in the market. Many of you can get billions worth of goods just based on your name. People swear by your name. This credibility is valuable. Now let me show you an interesting picture. This was my first export batch worth $2,000. This person is my cousin's husband, and he came to Iran from Canada. Don't think that all of us, friends who know me, know that my dad is a businessman, and so is my mom. They were completely against me getting into this business. I was one of those people who faced a lot of opposition. Everyone was asking, where was your money? Why did you get into trading? We all have this story. You see, you know why? Because family. He is my cousin's husband. He came to Iran from Canada. Don't think that's all we do. Now, friends know that my parents aren't traders. They were against me joining this business. I was one of those people who faced a lot of opposition. Everyone asked, where was your money? Why did you get into trading? We all have this story. You see, you know why? Because families are right to worry. They care about their children. They think, if he wants to do something, what if it goes wrong tomorrow? They want to protect you. But this over-worrying can actually hold you back from pursuing it. This guy came to Iran, and we discussed trading together. I asked his opinion. I said, check the market carpet. He saw a bunch of carpets and noticed valuable small rugs. Then he said, these are great, documented and valuable. Let's work on this. I asked if he could take some, and he said, They are right. They are the guardians of their children, and they say, do something. Tomorrow they will say, why are you wasting your time? But this excessive sensitivity and obsessions cause you to stop at one thing. This guy, Gina, came to Iran, and we were talking about how we could do some trading together. I asked him what he thought was good. I said, look at the carpets in the market. He saw a bunch of carpets and noticed the small rugs that were really valuable. Then he said, these are great. They have documents and are worth a lot. Let's work on this. I asked him if he could take some with him, and he said, I'll give you $2,000 right here. He handed me $2,000 and said, you buy this carpet and I'll send it back with my flight. I can't describe how good it felt to have that $2,000 in my hands. It was a feeling I'll never forget. That became my motivation to get into trading, starting with that $2,000, and eventually I moved on to $2 million. He said, I'll give you $2,000. He gave me $2,000 right there. He said, you buy this carpet, I'll send it by plane. I smelled the dollar so much that I could never forget it, and that was my motivation to become a businessman. These $2,000, but I'm not worth $2 million. That gave me motivation. I went and bought his order from everyone and delivered it to Imam Airport. Before Imam Airport, there's a ramp where you say cargo. Before that, a big exit on the right with a huge sign. This is the smart cargo terminal full of cargo companies. I took our stuff there. They shipped it to Canada. These are the carpets he got. Everyone starts small. If you fear starting, you might think you need to invest all your savings, but you don't. Start with part of your capital. We tell kids, if you have $1 million or 500,000 Toman, start with 200,000. Don't put all your capital in at first. At the Smart Cargo Terminal, right in front of it, there are tons of cargo companies. I took our stuff there and they handled our shipment to Canada. These are the carpets he received, so everyone starts from these small steps. If you feel fear initially, you might think you need to invest all your savings. But no, start with part of your capital. We tell kids, if you have $1 million or 500,000 Toman, start with 200,000. No need to invest all initially. Bring your issue to the table, and the key principle in importing, it's sale. You need market sale. At the beginning, you might feel fear because you think you have to invest your entire life savings into trading, but that's not the case. You can start with just a portion of your capital. We always tell the kids, for example, if you have 1 million Tomans or 500,000 Tomans, start with 200,000 Tomans. You don't need to put all your capital in at the beginning, and the important thing is to bring your issue to the table. And what's the most important principle in importing? Tell me, it's sales. You need to have sales in the market. Even if you break even, it doesn't matter, but you should be able to minimize your capital's downtime and sell. The most important principle in importing is finding the market needs and focusing on selling your goods. And the important thing is to bring your issue to the table. And what's the most important principle in importing? Tell me. It's sales. You need to have sales in the market. Even if you break even, it doesn't matter. But you should be able to minimize your capital's downtime and sell. The most important principle in importing is finding the market needs and focusing on selling your goods. Now let's move forward and I'll tell you about the capital of China. Just let it go. It doesn't matter. But you should be able to minimize the downtime of your capital and focus on selling. The most important principle in importing is identifying market needs and the sales aspect. All right, let's move forward and I'll tell you about China. You already know the general information about this, but let me share some details with you, dear ones. What's the capital of China? Beijing. You know their currency, right? What do they call it in English? RMB. RMB. And its exchange rate is about 7 to 1 in the market. When you want to exchange dollars at their exchange offices, they usually won't give you more than 7 or 7.1.